Hey everybody, it's me, Mr. D. I'm back again. Today I'm going to talk to you guys. It's not going to be about discharging debt or anything like that. It's about I watched this video and I'm listening to these farmers and they're talking about how their cattle is dying from heat stroke and lack of water in Texas, California, different places. And I was just thinking that I think in 1978, the United States had to sign this thing called the Weather War Treaty because they used the weather in a war, Vietnam, to flood the Ho Chi Minh Trail so that the Vietnamese could not get supplies to their troops. And they had to sign this treaty because they had the ability, the technology to move clouds, create clouds, to move the clouds and make it rain wherever they wanted to, anywhere in this world. And I'm thinking about, the ability, the ability they have to do this. And I'm saying, well, why don't we use the same technology in the United States? It's like when California has these forest fires, they just pop up all of a sudden, which I think they're really energy being started. But they have these forest fires and you'll see planes flying across the sky, dropping these red chemicals on our soil, which damages the soil. And as opposed to just creating one of these machines, well, moving one of the machines in a position where all they have to do is fire it up, send a cloud up, seed it, and make it rain over the forest fire. We have the ability to do that. We have that technology. That's why we had to sign this thing called the Weather War Treaty of 1978. And we had to swear that we would never use chemicals, use the weather to win a war. Excuse me. So I just think about this and how this technology could benefit, the American people. We can go to war overnight. We come up with the money, we come up with a plan, and next thing you know, 2 weeks we can be in war. But yet, when it comes to benefiting the American people, using technologies that we have that could, advance us, it stalls in Congress. And actually, sometimes it never even comes up. So I was thinking about this and all these droughts that we have all over the place. Why don't we just use this technology to make it rain in certain areas? But I don't think that the people in charge of this so-called country have our best interest in mind. So I've got a video showing one of these machines, how they actually make the clouds and move them and seed them and then make it rain. And then I know that sounds crazy, but I was going to narrate this for you. But what I want you to do is use your own critical thinking. Watch the video, and then when it's over, just think about all the benefits that something like this could do for the American people and for our soil, for our land. Anyway, I'm not gonna delay it. Just go ahead and watch the video, and when you get done, just take a few minutes and just really ponder this. Use your mind for critical thinking. And this is what I should do with my students. I said, so now look at this, and what benefits would this have for us? So anyway, this is Mr. D, Mr. D's classroom. Remember, happiness is a choice, to choose to be happy, and you are whatever comes after I am.
This is the shuttle's fuel tank. It may only be 130 miles to space, but to cover that distance, the engines will use 500,000 gallons of fuel, and that works out 2 feet per gallon. Despite the cost, however, NASA does need to test these engines once in a while. So they built this place in the wetlands of Mississippi. The first thing they installed was a huge loudspeaker. through which they played white noise to simulate the sound of a rocket. They then sent a number of trucks in different directions out into the wilderness, and the drivers were ordered to stop when the noise levels became acceptable. This gave them an imaginary boundary line, and anyone living on the inside of it was offered a simple choice. Stay, and you'll never hear another television program as long as you live, or take the NASA shilling and get out. No one stayed, and NASA ended up with exactly what it wanted. 125,000 acres of nothing. They even had to move 5 cemeteries because the noise they were planning on making would wake the dead. Don't worry if you can't hear what I'm saying. I couldn't even hear myself. This is the loudest sound you could possibly conceive. And as it turns out, the cleanest. Now, the most amazing thing is that that cloud up there, which was generated by the engine, is just a mixture of hydrogen and oxygen. It's water vapor. And in about an hour's time, someone in Mississippi is going to get wet washing. It will actually rain. I told you, it's raining. That's unbelievable. Oh, NASA's playing God. It's making its own weather.